humans rule the world? Do you believe animals only exist for your benefit? Do you moan about the weather? Do you get angry when you're sitting in traffic and you have to be somewhere?
That was my beautiful 8-year-old son reading for me. Thank you, Jeremiah. Brilliant. Hi everyone. How are you? Hope you're well. This is my first Basics of Buddhism video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to be doing these Basics of Buddhism videos alongside the Gosho videos. So if there's any subject, any basics topic you'd like me to cover, comment in this video or send me a message. Come follow me on Facebook or Twitter. Just search @Nigel the Buddha. This first basics topic is self and environment. Quite apt, don't you think? So, hands up who thinks humans rule the earth and that everything only exists for our benefit. Hands up who moans about the weather. And hands up who gets angry sitting in traffic. And actually, hands up who's moaned about having to stay home during this period of isolation that we've all been experiencing. Taking the example of moaning about sitting in traffic in our cars, who else put their hand up? I did, sort of, tentatively. Who else did? But I used that example because I once saw a sign, a road sign, saying, you're not in traffic, you are traffic. It's basically saying, stop moaning, you're part of the problem. Interestingly, when we see that we are part of the problem, maybe we can see that we are part of the solution. Maybe we can take a different route or travel at a different time or not at all. But if we absolutely have to travel, if we view ourselves as we are traffic, then maybe we can be more calm. In any case, Buddhism teaches that we manifest from within, that we take responsibility for the situations that we find ourselves in. So maybe the question should ultimately be, who believes that there is no separation between us and our environment? That's certainly what Buddhism teaches us, doesn't it? And I think from a personal point of view, there's no point practicing if we think otherwise. This year has taught a lot about ourselves, I think. For example, if we were all vegan, 2020 would have panned out very differently, wouldn't it? I've been a vegetarian for over 2 decades, since 1996. But I still think I could do more. I could make better causes for my life and for my environment. One positive for me this year is that from a personal point of view, I feel more connected with my environment. I feel more at one with nature and maybe more grateful for my life. An example, again, when I'm walking my dog, there's less people about, less people in a rush, and people are more likely to stop and say hello, and obviously at a distance, but it's really nice to connect with other people. I think it's because we have a shared struggle, isn't it? What do you think? Have you had experiences of this, where people have been more friendly and maybe more united? The oneness of self and environment goes way beyond just the relationships between us humans, doesn't it? In the June edition of The Art of Living, which is UK's monthly publication, there's a piece on Sensei's first visit to Europe in 1961 where he talks about Buddhist humanism. Somebody asked Sensei this question: Europe has a tradition of humanism. How is Buddhist humanism different? He said, Buddhism perceives human beings and all other life, as well as the environment and phenomena surrounding them, as linked in a web of mutually interdependent and harmonious relationships, all of which serve to support and maintain life. He then goes on to say, one characteristic feature of Buddhist humanism, therefore, is that it does not polarize relationships into adversarial pairs such as us and them, or human beings versus the environment, us versus our surroundings, including all other animals and plants. It views everything as interrelated and seeks to create human happiness based on harmonizing these relationships. To give an example, Sensei says, what would happen if human beings, out of their own arrogance in believing themselves masters of the planet, were to use their vast technological knowledge to level all our forests, drive all animals into extinction, pollute the oceans and destroy our natural environment? It would then be very difficult for people to sustain their own existence. Nichiren Daishonin writes, a Buddhist teaching states that if the minds of living beings are impure, their land is also impure. But if their minds are pure, so is their land. There are not two lands, pure or impure in themselves. The difference lies solely in the good or evil of our minds. I'm going to leave that for us to think about and draw part 1 to a close. Look out for part 2 coming very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy chanting! Do you get angry when you're sitting in traffic and you have to be somewhere?
You do actually.
I don't.
You do.
I really don't.
You really do.
Actually, I really do, don't I? Yeah. But I don't mind about I don't mind about the weather, do I?
You do, and you moan about everything.
What? I don't mind about everything.
You do.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you.
No, you're not.
I am. You.